What's up guys, it's your boy Zaxx here, and today I'm bringing you guys a little video on Gfinity Summer Championships. It's going to be a preview and my predictions. So we're going to get straight into it. Actually before I start, the gameplay, I don't know what it is yet. I haven't recorded it yet. Probably will be average as it is mine, but hope you enjoy it. At least you don't have a black screen. I think you guys will prefer this than seeing my face, because I'm pretty fucking ugly, to be honest. So let's get into the pools. Group A will be Optic Gaming versus Hyper Games, which is a French team composed of Maxi, Tony J, Vzyok and Mello. But actually Hyper Games, who are also known as HG, have just replaced, I don't know if you remember, you might have seen him in Ghost. He hasn't done too well in AW. Riskin, he was on that team, he just got replaced by Mello. Then we've got Envy, of course, Looney, Aqua, JCap, Octane. And then we've got VWS Gaming, who actually replaced Gamers 2, who will not be able to attend the event. They are composed of Jake, Realized Brain and Nolson. And then of course Optic Gaming as usual, Scump, Chrome 6, Karma and Formal. Then we've got Group B, which will be the group of FaZe Clan. So FaZe, Clayster, Attach, Zuma, Enable, really good squad at the moment. Then we've got Infuse, come from the UK, composed of Quicker, LXT, Urban and Marky B. But Marky B just got dropped by Epsilon, but the EU team. Then we've got Team Caliber, which is Sharp, Nameless, Neslo and Fury. Then we've got an Italian team, which is Liquid Gaming. Their players are Pybo, Duke, Donny and Koga. I don't actually know any of these players, to be 100% honest with you guys. Then we've got Group C. In this group we have Elevate, so you know the roster probably, Slacked, Classic, Saints and TJ. Then we've got Epsilon, but the EU team, the US team, will actually not be competing. I was kind of surprised that they will not be competing, but it's quite normal if you think about it. In terms of the organisation, I don't honestly know if Epsilon US could have done much better than EU at this event. So it makes sense to not book 4 plane tickets from the US to London instead of just making your UK team participate. So I suppose that's partly why Epsilon EU is playing and not Epsilon US. Then yes, actually the roster of Epsilon EU is now Joe, Rated, Reedy and Madcat. Madcat actually has replaced Marky B. Then we've got Rise, which is Wheats, Chino, Apathy and Burns. Burns has just been swapped for TCM, the player, not the team. Really confusing name, that one. Then Apathy recently joined. He was swapped for TJ Haley. He was coming from Elevate. So yeah, sorry for that mess up right there. Then we've got IGI. I just know they are from the UK. I literally don't know anything about this squad. I wasn't able to find the players and the actual current roster, because I tried to find it on CODesportspedia.com, but the current roster was actually composed of like 6 players when I went to see so I don't know what the roster is, but honestly not expecting too much from them. Never had heard of them before. Don't think they ever have done something really good at the EU lands. Even if I don't watch them, I look at the results and I haven't seen them in the top 3, to be honest. So not expecting them to do good. Then we've got the final group, it's Group D, Group of Death. And we've got Optic Nation, of course, Embos, Ricky, Mercs, and Mochila. Then we've got Vitality, Storm, but it's actually the only Vitality squad at the moment. So they are from the UK. It's Tommy, Josh, PT, and Watson. You're gonna have to watch out for Tommy in this team. He is the game changer. That's his nickname, and it's for a certain reason. He is by far the best player on this team, and he's currently, I think, he's like the only he's like the only EU player that could move to the US and be a good player. Then we've got TCM. As you know, the roster is composed of USA players and UK players and Republic of Ireland players technically, because Judd is not from the United Kingdom part of Ireland, he's from the Republic of Ireland. So yeah, so the squad is Moose, Judd, Aches, and TB. Then we've got Spirit Gaming, who is actually a Spanish team. It's composed of UFO, Flex, Paluca, and Sammy. And that's it for the groups. So I'm gonna get into my predictions, and I'm gonna start off with Group A. In Group A, I expect Optic Gaming and Envy to have it quite easy and both get out of the groups. Hyper Games, they just had a roster change. They haven't been doing too well in Europe, and VWS Gaming, I don't think they're that good at neither, to be honest. So for me, it's an easy group more or less for Optic and Envy. The only difficult match to predict would obviously be Optic Gaming versus Envy and Hyper Games versus VWS. But I think Optic is going to take the match versus Envy, and I think Hyper Games might get their win against VWS. So going into Group B. For Group B, I have, you might be surprised by this, but I have FaZe and Infused going through. I have TK and Liquid Gaming not going farther than the groups, because you obviously know, if you have watched the previous Gfinities, the USA teams tend to crumble. They tend to crumble outside of their country quite often, and TK really hasn't been doing good this year. They have made multiple roster changes, and I like everybody in their team. Well, some of them, to be honest, but I think they need a complete roster change. Just drop everybody. But I know TK wants to be known as a loyal organization, so they probably won't do that, but I think that's what would be best for them. Then of course, why would FaZe not go through? I don't know if they're the best. The top two teams in the world right now are FaZe and Optic. In which order they are, we don't know. This event will probably tell us. If FaZe, I'm an Optic Gaming fan, and to be honest, if FaZe win this tournament, I would consider them the best team in the world at this moment, because they just won UMG Dallas after 3-0ing Optic in the finals. So yeah, that would confirm their status at the top. And then Infused, just as it is, the Europeans tend to step up at Gfinity, so I'm expecting good plays from them. Next up, Group C. Group C. Group C was quite easy for me, to be honest. IGI, don't expect them to do anything. Rise, like TK, I think they will crumble under pressure. Not do good in Europe. Chino, he's good, but is he that good? I don't know. Wheats, he's a funny man, I'll tell you that, but he's not the best in the game either, is he? Then we've got Apathy and Burns. I just think the squad will not do that well. I could see a potential, and if they don't do well, they're one of those unstable teams, I think. I can see them having a roster change if they don't place top 8 at this Gfinity. Then, so I've got Elevate and Epsilon EU going through. No need to explain that, to be honest. Elevate have seemed like the third best team on the game all the way out, and Epsilon EU, they're like the second best EU team, in behind Vitality, and yeah, expect them to do really good things. Madcap will want to decimate after being dropped by TCM and coming back from America. He'll have a point to prove, so I expect him to go off as well. Then final group, Group D, Group of Death. This one was quite hard to choose, but I have got Vitality, Storm and TCM going through. My expectations for that, Spirit, I don't expect anything from them, and Optic Nation, I'm not a gaming fan. I like Optic Nation, I like the personalities in there, but as a team they have not been doing good. I think they need a complete remake. I absolutely love the players, they're really funny people and they seem really humble, but there needs to be a roster change. Either clear the roster out and bring a whole team in, like basically steal a roster, to be honest, or I think that there are too many players in their roster that like to complain when the situation is not that bad in game, so they tend to demoralize themselves, and I think that's why they can't win games and they choke all the time, to be honest. So I think that either you want to get someone who tells them to basically shut the fuck up when they're complaining and be a boss, like maybe someone like Crim6 or Clayster could do that, but would they join Optic Nation? Of course they will not, that would be stupid. And yeah, I'd like them, but I don't think they'll do well. Then TCM, Moose and Judd finally coming back to the EU. First event since they moved to the USA. I think they will really enjoy it. HTP, AWS being by far their worst game in a while, I think. I don't know if Fake will do that well. He seems to be quite, either he's on, either he's off from this game. And TP, he does like constantly well, but I honestly think he will not carry a team. The MVP in this team is by far Judd, in my opinion. If Judd goes absolutely off, he can be a bit like Scump. On BO2 in Europe, we called him King Judd, and King Scump and King Judd there was, and they actually play quite similar, putting a lot of aggression in and pressure on the opponents, so I expect them to do really good and Judd to go off. Then we've got Vitality. They have been constantly the best team in Europe this year, and as I said, Tommy, he's just destroying the competition in Europe, so I expect big things from them. So that's it for my group predictions. Then after pool play, I believe that there is a loser bracket and a winners bracket, but first place will win $50,000, second place will get $25,000, third place will get $10,000, and fourth place will get $5,000. After that, if you're 5th to 8th, it's $2,500 wherever you placed. So basically, if you make it out of pool play, you're basically sure that you will get at least 2.5k. So that's really good for the teams, because that's like basically it's $600 per person if you make it out of pool play. So that will be really motivating. But I'm gonna start from 8th and go up. So I'm gonna start from 5th to 8th in no particular order, because there will not be any particular order. I think 5th to 8th will be Envy, TCM, Epsilon, and Infused. I just think they're the weak teams, to be honest. And I expect some real surprises to this tournament. Like at every Gfinity LAN tournament, to be honest, there has always been surprises and shocks caused by the EU teams and the USA traveling as well. Then in 4th, I've got Vitality. As I've said like fucking 3 times already in this video, I expect them to do big things. Then we've got 3rd place Elevate. As I've said, constantly being 3rd in this game, I think might start to annoy them, but I think that's the best they can do with that roster at this time, to be honest. I don't think there is a real way to beat FaZe Clan or Optic Gaming with the roster they have and the rosters that FaZe and Optic have. And then for 1st and 2nd place, it might seem really biased, but I've got Optic Gaming taking it. I think that if they just manage to keep themselves out of loser bracket, they will manage to win this tournament. And even if they do go in loser bracket, I think there's not as much rounds as at the UMG tournament, so they might not be as tired as they were. Of course, FaZe had to go in the loser bracket a lot of times this year, so I'm not taking their UMG win away from them. I'm just saying that Optic was tired, but it was for sure FaZe who was the better team at UMG Dallas. I'd even say that Optic Gaming beat their selves. I really support them, and I just personally think there was a lot of mistakes that were made that day. So that was it for my video, my Gfinity preview and predictions. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, comment with feedback, and subscribe to my channel for more LAN updates, previews, and predictions. And this was your boy Zaxx, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.